Good afternoon, students. Today is our new subject, that is mathematics, discrete mathematics. Today we are going to discuss our syllabus alone. I am not get into our notes. Just I give an overview about our discrete mathematics syllabus. Okay. The first unit comprises of relations, various concepts of relations. Relations. First topic is introduction to relations. Here we are going to study about the hint about relation. What is relation? What are the operations performed? What are the how the expressions are there in the relation? How it is executed? That much of things are explained in the introduction to relations. It is purely theory. Next, binary relation. Just explain about what is binary relation, and there is some examples. After that examples, we have to solve some problems. That's all. It contains binary relation means we have to find out the domain, range, etc. etc. Domain, range and the relations. Okay, got it, students? Next, classifications of relations. There is 6 different types of relations. Now I list out this: reflexive relation, symmetric relation, antisymmetric relation, transitive relation, equivalence relation and associative relations. I will briefly explain, and there is some problems related to these types of classification of relation. I will briefly explain in a class next day. Okay. Next, composition of relations. How the relations are represented. How the relations are identified. These are the compositions. Matrix representation, ordered pair representations. These are some of the composition of relations. Next, we have to see about the inverse of relations. How to inverse the relations. Next, the closure operation on relations, matrix representation of relation, digraphs. These are all come under the first unit. Next, the functions. It is something related to our relations. Relation is nothing but it creates a relation between two or more sets which have same type of elements. Function is also create a relationship between two or more different types of data. Relation means same type of data, create relations between same type of data. Function means create relationship between different types of data. That is the difference between relation and function. Here also we are going to discuss about the introduction to functions. What are the operations performed on functions? Here the operations performed are addition and multiplication. Then here also some classification of functions, composition of function, inverse of functions. Okay, next, mathematical logic. Third unit, mathematical logic. What is mathematical logic? Mathematical logic is nothing but we have studied the true of AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. Just like that, here the mathematical logic comprises of that logical operations and or not. Okay, first statements. Here each and every expressions are named as in mathematical logic. Here each and every expressions are named as statement, that is propositions. There are some laws. Here, then operators, operations. Next, propositions and truth tables. Next, algebra propositions, tautologies and contradiction. Tautologies means in the truth table, if the all outputs are high, that is all outputs are marked as true, it is named as tautologies. If there are any contradiction, that means some true and some false are there in output, it is named as contradictions. Next, logical equivalence, logical implication and normal form. Next, matrix algebra. You are all well familiar on matrix algebra. Matrix, what is matrix? Types of matrices. There are also some types of matrices. Operations on matrix. What are the operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication. These are some of the operations on matrices. Next, transpose of a matrix. Then other types of matrices, that is symmetric and skew symmetric matrix, complex matrix. Next, we have to find a conjugate of a matrix, determinant of a matrix, typical. Next, we find out the typical square matrix. We have to find the edge of the matrix and the inverse of a matrix. We have to know about the singular and non-singular matrices. Next, adjoint of a square matrices. Next, the properties of adjoint of a matrix. Next, the properties of inverse of a matrix. These are come under the matrix algebra. Okay. Next, the last unit, that is fifth unit. It is based on graph. Graph is nothing but our tree. Tree is just like a graph. This unit is very easy. Mostly here come under mostly theory part only. Here the first topic is introduction about graph. Next, graph and basic terminologies, that is the various terms used in graph. Next, types of graph, subgraph and isomorphic graph, various operations on graph, and how the graph represents. These are come under fifth unit. Student, listen carefully. Remember one thing, each and every unit comprises of 2 1 mark, 1 5 mark and 1 8 mark. Totally you can get how many marks? 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 8, 15 marks. Okay. So each unit, if you complete complete a single unit means you will got 15 marks. Okay. I think it is very easy to score full marks in discrete mathematics because it is very simple, you know. Okay. Next we move on to the textbooks. I think you don't need any textbooks. You may follow my notes enough. It's enough for your study. It's enough for your examination. If you got book related to this, you may maintain and also refer. You may refer this book also. Here our textbook is Discrete Mathematics, Vapan Kumar Chakrabarti and Vikas Kanti Sarkar, Oxford University Press. This is our preferred textbook. Next, the reference book. Reference book is supportive book. Discrete Mathematics 3rd edition, Seymour, Lipschutz and March, Lax, Lipson, Tata McGraw-Hill Education Private Limited. Discrete Mathematical Structures with Applications to Computer Sciences by J.P. Tremblay, R. Manohar, TMH edition. If you have the first textbook, that is Discrete Mathematics, Vapan Kumar Chakrabarti and Vikas Kanti Sarkar, Oxford University Press, you may keep it up. I follow that book only. Okay. Got it, students? Tomorrow, I think we have the third period. Discrete Mathematics class is on 3rd hour. That means 12 to 1. Tomorrow onwards, I step into the subject, start from first unit. Okay, students? Okay. Take the syllabus in your note. Write down that syllabus in your notebook. Discrete Mathematics notebook. Okay. Put separate note. Okay. Separate notebook for EVS and Discrete Mathematics. Okay. Thank you, students. See you on next session.